Hello, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube. My name is Mr. Maxwell, and welcome back to another side quest about video games with myself and Exile My Pack.
Hello.
I decided to go for the dramatic effect.
Oh yeah, clearly.
You see,
It wasn't like you were going, what do we do after this?
what's the next word? What's the next word? I can't remember.
Yeah, wasn't anything to do with that.
No, it has nothing to do with
Clearly.
that. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm professional.
Yes, we are the most professionals.
Yes. Look, I even opened my can of pop before I started recording.
I know.
Okay. Anyway, that's my drink. So I think I did no surprise here. Pretty much the big news of the week. E3's been cancelled.
I think my face shows how shocked.
Yeah, I know. I don't think anybody is surprised by this.
No.
The minute Ubisoft said they weren't going to be there, that was it.
Like EA doesn't look like they were going to go.
No.
It was.
Well, EA started holding their own thing.
Yeah,
didn't
I know.
They?
So it was pretty obvious it wasn't going to be anyone turning up, and it's like potentially that's the end of E3.
I think it's.
And
if Ubisoft's not even bothering to show up,
yeah, I think the thing is that E3, when like the whole online stuff started taking off, they had a chance to adapt or not, and they chose to just go, yeah, we're just gonna let we're just gonna let fans come in, and it's like that's not really.
It wasn't just that. I think it was like they needed to do something to like make people want to come.
Yeah, and
that was the thing.
Yeah, but they didn't.
And they really didn't do that.
No.
They just thought, oh, well, people are just going to come for the trailer. Yeah, but if I can see the trailers for free. Yeah.
Well, it's not that. E3, when people were going, it was packed. The problem is that they didn't have anything to justify the games companies from actually coming.
Yeah. So this has only happened. This is literally a year after. So E3 came back last year.
Yeah.
And now it's cancelled again, which is.
Yeah, because they had that online one 2 years ago, didn't they? Something like that.
Well, no, they were gonna do the online one, Summer Games Fest.
Yes.
Jeff Keighley left.
I'll be honest. One thing, I'll be glad that we'll no longer have the whole thing of like who won E3 anymore, because
nobody wins E3
pretty much
like, Keanu Reeves
won E3.
He wins the E3 from now on. That's
pretty much it.
That's it. He's won all of them, even the ones he wasn't there.
Yeah.
Oh, Keanu Reeves.
Why? Why? Because it's Keanu Reeves.
Yeah. He's the patron saint of dogs.
Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't know that.
Hence the reason why he doesn't age. Not because he's a vampire.
So they did bring out a statement. This was a difficult decision because of all the effort we and our partners put towards making this event happen, but we had to do what's right for the industry and what's right for E3. We appreciate and understand that interested companies wouldn't have playable demos ready, and that resource and challenges made being at E3 this summer an obstacle. They couldn't overcome. For those who did commit to E3 2023, we're sorry we can't put on the showcase you deserve and that you've come to expect from Reed Pop's event experiences. It does go on to basically just say that the Reed Pop and the ESA, who are also in charge of E3, are going to continue to work together on future E3 events. Whatever that means.
Right. So, the problem with E3 is that it wasn't cheap.
No.
It's in the middle of LA.
Yeah.
And it's expensive as hell for even like the companies going there and setting everything up.
Mm-hmm.
I just think like they had an opportunity, especially after the pandemic, to do something different, and they ended up not, because for whatever reason. Is it a bit disappointing? Yeah, because I that was one of the things I would have liked to have gone. Yeah, I've been to E3.
Yeah.
Just to say I've been.
To be honest with you, the only thing I want, ever since 16 Times the Detail, that's the only thing I'd ever want to be there for. I was there when Todd Howard lied to everybody.
Yeah.
I was there. I was in that crowd.
I mean, you literally just have to go to a Todd Howard headed press conference to have Todd Howard lie to you. Oh. So, it's fine.
Yeah, I know.
You'll get plenty of opportunities.
But still,
I know it's that sort of thing. Like, oh, I wish I was there.
I wish I was there just for that.
Just for when Todd. But as most economies and dichotomies and all that sort of things prove, if you do not adapt to a changing environment, you will just go away.
Yeah.
You will not survive. Something the AAA game industry really needs to learn pretty quick. And E3 it felt like E3 believed that they could just keep doing what they were doing before and it'd be perfectly fine. And it's like, no, you don't understand. For 2 years, all these companies went, yeah, we're just going to give you digital.
Yeah, we're just going to
do presentations.
We're just going to do YouTube.
Yeah, we're just going to do like YouTube social media shit, but like give it an in-depth thing on our terms. And they found out that 1, it's cheaper. 2, they can
manage it.
Manage the message going out much better because it's their shit that they're using.
They can record it. It doesn't have to be live.
Yeah, and I mean, to be honest, a lot of E3 stuff, especially on the big productions, they
were live.
No,
what I mean is like they're not on a stage.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Yeah. But on the other hand, that sort of there's that live interaction with the crowd that's gone away. But again, it's not really what the companies wanted.
To be fair, the last few years, like before the pandemic, there really wasn't much of a crowd interaction.
True.
Maybe the Bethesda one had one, but not really.
Yeah, I know.
Much.
No, the odd ones like when Keanu Reeves showed up.
Yeah. Oh, you're beautiful. No, you're beautiful.
Yeah, that sort of thing. Like the offhand, like just out of clearly non-scripted shit. But I think what they should have done is either go back to what it used to be, or try and make it a con instead.
I think if they were to go the con route,
the con route would probably be the better viable option.
Then again, I would argue that it already was, especially once they started letting the public in.
I know, but
was a convention.
Yes,
But I think I know what you mean by like going
what
more,
they would actually
what
present
they do in like
in it.
more like what they do in like Comic-Con and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I think that might work. But I think the main problem with that is, again, it's just going to be what companies are going to go to it.
Yeah. But that's the thing, right? Because the crowd were there for the big companies, if the companies pulled out, we have this situation where they can't do that.
That's true.
If you bring something to help bring the crowds in, then the companies go, well, the crowd's going to be there anyway.
Because you could do like get voice actors to come down. Well, you obviously you'd have to pay them, but you know what I mean. Like have panels from like classic games of people who worked on them.
Yeah.
And stuff like that. Like when we went Gone, when the completionist had the Rare developers.
Oh yeah, for Banjo-Kazooie.
No, it was
Pretty sure it was Banjo-Kazooie.
Conker's.
That was it.
Conker's
Bad Fur Day. That was it. I think it was the second year they had. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
The point still stands.
So some of us, they could do that. Maybe get some voice actors down, and stuff like that, and have panels of like the voice actors who worked on a game.
Yeah. And then have other panels where people are presenting.
I suppose if you did that, like let's say they got Metal Gear, they got the cast of Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear, the first one, Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah,
right?
David Hayter and all that.
All that lot, right? So you could then, like, if that happened and it did well, Konami could look at that
Yeah, and
be
go,
like, well,
oh, we could do something with
we
that.
could sell some stuff there.
Yeah, or we could present some stuff there because there's going to be Metal Gear fans there.
Yeah. So, yeah. Like, I think the con route's probably the better thing. I think, if I remember correctly when we were talking about this last time when Ubisoft pulled out,
yeah,
I did say I think the only way they could go now is the con route.
Yeah.
And I did say the
only other option is for them to go back.
If they go back,
whether or not that's a viable option is
I don't think it's a viable option. Not really to pay for.
Especially since a lot of journalists now have access to those companies now and not.
Yeah.
Because.
And also, like you said, like even if they're journalists that didn't have access to them, they could just watch a Nintendo Direct.
Yeah.
And do it that way. There's not much difference.
Yeah. There's the purpose of E3 no longer has a viable use.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean?
I mean, unless they're going to do... I don't know.
The only thing they can do is... But my concern is I don't... Because they've had the opportunity. They had the 2 years of the pandemic to literally go, okay, so we need to do something else to bring people in other than just... Yeah, this is where all the new big announcements are going to be.
Yeah.
Because it's no longer the place.
It's no longer there. It's either the Game Awards or it's their own thing. And the Summer Games Fest, which we will be checking out.
Yeah,
we will be covering
it.
We'll be covering it. We didn't cover it that, although there wasn't really that much last year, was there?
We did cover it a bit, but it was like you said, there wasn't too much. I think this year.
I think this year's going to be different.
I think this year's going to be different because I think now we're getting to the tail end of everything that was like pushed back from the pandemic. So there's an awful lot of new stuff coming. Like Final Fantasy 16 is getting released. Resident Evil 4's being released.
Awesome game. It's fantastic.
The remake.
Even if I suck at it.
And a whole bunch of other games that were being pushed. They're being released now. So now is like the new cycle of what they've been developing or planning after these games. So we'll get news on whatever Square Enix are doing after probably Kingdom Hearts 4. Sorry, probably, maybe, potentially.
No, I think there's something else. Final Fantasy 16, and then there's something else, and then there's going to be Kingdom Hearts, I think. Because Kingdom Hearts was only revealed last year, and even then it was like a reveal trailer.
Oh, it might be Final Fantasy 7 Remake Part 2.
Rebirth. Rebirth, yes. It'll be that.
So, that'll be interesting. It'll be...
We've just got... Like, a part of me is a little bit sad.
Yes.
About this.
Because we've grown up.
I do think E3 is
We've grown up since, like, yay high with E3 being, like, the big thing.
Yeah, you would specifically go out to buy that magazine.
Yeah.
Just to find out what was announced.
What was announced at E3, yeah. Like...
And then when the internet came on, we would watch the streams.
Yeah.
You know, we'd even stay up late for some of them.
Yeah. And it's sad, but not surprising.
It's the way things are.
Yeah, and it clearly isn't. If E3 comes back in any shape or form, it is not in its current.
No,
it will not be.
No.
It'll be more of like.
I think it's going to be a convention.
Fully focused game convention.
Yeah, I think that's the best.
That's
the best route to go for. Because companies will get involved in that. They'll actually get involved. They'll be like, well, we can sell shit at this convention.
Yeah,
we can make money.
And then they can do the odd announcement.
And they can do the odd announcement there and then, and they can have panels and all this other stuff. They can show off. They can actually do what they did at E3 with like the demos and stuff. But
I think that's the best thing for them. It's like instead of being the big announcement thing, is it like, okay, so we're gonna have the EA demo stuff here. We're gonna have the Microsoft demo stuff here. Sony here, Nintendo.
Also, here. Like you can invite the much smaller developers.
Yeah. So
the indie side.
You still get the same feel of what E3 used to be.
Yeah.
Which is what it was supposed to be. Which it is. It's basically to show off easy access to the demos of what's coming.
Yeah.
And then with the streaming, they became focused on the presentations, and I think going back to being like, no, if you want to get early access to a game that's going to get released like Tekken 8.
Oh my god, that looks so good!
Then, you can come here, there will be a playable demo.
Speaking of Tekken 8, right, why has my boy Lee not had a trailer yet? What is going on here?
Where is Lee Chow Lane?
Where's Lee Chow Lane? Where is he?
Where's my boy? Where's his boy?
Where's his?
Where's his? Come on.
Why am I getting everybody else? I mean, granted, the King trailer was awesome.
King trailer was amazing.
Asuka's trailer is pretty damn cool.
Everyone's trailer.
Everyone looks fucking awesome. But where's Lee? That's my question.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think E3 really needs to go that route and be more dedicated to the fans than trying to be. Because it always felt like it was trying to skirt the line of being both.
Basically, focus on the like hands-on stuff that people.
It was always like skirting on that line of being like both for the corporate side and for the fans. But more and more it went. To me personally, anyway, this is what I thought. It was really sliding more and more towards the corporate side
because they try to keep them coming.
Yeah.
But obviously, like the pandemic's been the worst thing for E3 because the major developers and have just turned around and gone, do you know what? It's a lot cheaper doing it this way.
So E3 cancelled. It's a shame.
It is. It may never come back. We don't know, but it's clearly not going to come back in its current form.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to get like the massive presentations anymore. There's just too many. There's the Game Awards that do, in my opinion, do a much better job.
Yeah. Than
E3 did. Because
Microsoft
would just.
It basically just shows us.
Microsoft for the last few years
just overloaded
pretty much always won. To me, won in quotations. Won it, but that was mainly because they just threw everything at you.
But the problem was, in my opinion, they threw too many, so you couldn't remember most of them.
Yeah, but I think plus that, and Sony was never there.
Yeah.
So and also, after the PS5 reveal, that was really about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think going much more pointing towards fans will be a lot more lucrative for them. Mm-hmm. Instead of focusing on the corporate side, you focus on the fans, get enough people to come in, companies will start looking at that and being like, well, we can get in on that. Mm-hmm. And that's what I think they need to do. Yeah. So maybe going the actual convention way will be a better thing.
Yeah.
Because like Comic-Con does it, and it does really well with Comic-Con. Like they show off their new stuff, but it's not really. Anything like nobody gets massively excited for there's a new trailer coming at Comic-Con. Nobody gets massively excited for that. No. What people are excited for is like the panels, the chance of meeting artists and writers and all this other stuff, and like the trailers and anything new that's coming out, that's all bonus really.
Yeah.
Also there's the shops, because the Comic-Con market, you can find really good deals there. And Funko Pops apparently. Funko Pops have like a giant fucking thing, and you can get like special Funko Pops.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I've never been to Comic-Con, but I've been told. But anyway, moving on. The PlayStation VR 2, according to PC Gamer here, probably will need a price cut to avoid a complete disaster after a reportedly slow launch, which in all honesty, at least in this country, and I know other countries, given everything that's going on with the cost of living crisis over here,
it's the worst time to bring out
a £500 VR is going to be like, that's an ouch for a lot of people.
It is an ouch. Like, I want a PlayStation VR 2. I just can't at the moment justify paying £500 for it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
For obvious reasons and other reasons.
Like I do actually want a VR 2.
Yeah.
Not that I know I'd actually be able to use it because my eyes are shite, but I do actually want one because I want to play Resident Evil in VR. Because the Resident Evil 8 or Village looks really good
Yeah.
in VR. So
There's a lot. The thing is, alright, is that there's a lot of improvements to the PlayStation VR1, the first one, to this one. The VR2 is a massive improvement. There's not as many like complicated wires.
yeah,
It's a lot easier to hold and on your
a lot
head.
of a lot of the videos
They've
I've seen
took,
about it.
yeah, they've took, and also the actual quality is a lot better.
Yeah,
They took a lot of. It's almost as if the VR1 was their experimentation, like learning how to get the tech working on a console, and the VR2 is like, yeah, this is how it works. The price is the big problem.
Yeah,
Because it is a lot of money for a console that people still are struggling to a point to get. It's the PS5 is not the most easy console to get, unfortunately.
it's a lot easier.
It's a lot easier now, but it's still not like you're not guaranteed to just walk into a game shop and buy it.
Yeah,
That's what I mean. It's like
yeah.
it's still not 100% readily available whenever the hell you want. It's a lot easier now, but it's still not. It's not fully. I can just pop to the shop today and get one. And then and the PlayStation 5 is not cheap, and then you add on top of that the £500. It's a lot of money. An absolute lot of money, and so that's the thing that's holding it back. I do feel that there may be a price cut coming.
I think there's going to be a price cut come.
It's just whether or not Sony, how much of a hit is Sony willing to take?
Well, here's the thing.
I think personally, because Sony is like Sony as a company in its whole is a fucking giant arms company and makes an absolute shit ton of money.
Oh, yeah.
I would probably go, do you know what? Just half price it.
Yeah?
Half price it. We'll take the hit.
I think, if honestly, I actually think, because there's a lot of VR games coming to the PSVR2, sorry, that actually look quite good.
Yeah,
they're just not out yet.
There's a lot of games that have VR capability, like Gran Turismo. And I did remember when I said when it launched, Gran Turismo 7 is clearly got VR in plan because like the default view is the cockpit. They've got all the cockpits are pretty damn detailed. So it is not surprising that.
So what I think is they could probably cut it down to, I would say, maybe either 400 or 350, right? And I reckon they'd make their money back on the games that are coming out.
Yeah, proper console. Yeah,
like the way you do a console marketing. Yeah,
when it's launched, you make a loss.
Yeah, and then you make your money back.
And then as the console gets older, it becomes cheaper to make, and etc. etc. And then it starts making a profit. I think that's probably the best way to do it.
I think that's how I would do it. I can understand why it came out at 500.
Yeah,
because like in the gaming market at the moment, the VR stuff, that's like your top notch.
Yeah, but also if you look at it, what it can do and compare it to its competitors, it is roughly like on par with the price.
Yeah.
The problem is that consoles are usually bought by people who don't have as much money as people who can buy top of the range VR capable PCs.
Yeah,
which is that's the big issue. But I don't want Sony to abandon it. I want them to keep.
I don't think they will.
I don't think so as well. But it won't be the first time I've been wrong about something.
That's true.
And I don't want them to because the PlayStation VR2 is phenomenally a massive step improvement on the original VR, and it is actual competition to the Valve Index and what used to be known as the Oculus.
Yeah.
I'm not going to call it what they call it now, the Metaverse or whatever the hell.
The Metaverse!
Goddamn Facebook.
Which is just... the Metaverse is dying a death.
Oh, God. Boy, is it.
Oh, God. It's painful. It's painful to watch. It's just like, oh, God. It's like, what when you see... There's always that guy who's clearly wrong. He's doing the wrong thing. And he's just like, no, it'll work this time. It'll work this time. You're like, no.
Stop it.
Stop. Please.
The thing with the metaverse, the biggest issue with the metaverse is it doesn't understand the fundamental reason why people play games and do VR, which is to escape the humdrum daily life of going to work, earn a living, come home, and look after yourself. It's like, no, I want to escape from that. And the metaverse is literally, yeah, you want more of that, don't you? No! No, I don't want more of that. What is wrong with you? Do you not understand why people play games, watch movies, read books, go do VR shit? Do you not understand? Why are you doing this? What is wrong with you?
I know.
So yeah, I'm hoping Sony keep up with it. They have, and especially with the Horizon game.
The Horizon VR looks really good.
Amazingly good.
I
think they can push out games of enough quality that that they can produce more of those games that will make people want to try the VR. Because that's the thing, is like the Horizon game, even though I'm not a massive Horizon fan, I look at that game and go, do you know what, I'm going to try that.
That looks really cool. I want to use a bow.
Yeah.
I want to use that bow.
I want to use that bow. I want to see what these giant robotic dinosaurs look like up close and personal, so I can almost touch them. And then get absolutely
wrecked.
Yeah, get completely wrecked by them. So yeah, it is a bit
it's not surprising.
It's not surprising. And I think,
given the global economy,
I think really Sony should. I think in order for any VR to really go the next step, is the price now. They need to figure out a way to lower the price, and even if it means
taking a hit,
they take a hit. Sony's probably one of the few companies that can. I would have said Meta, but Meta's at the moment a dumpster fire that's just burning money.
Yeah, I don't even understand what's going on with Meta, but you know.
So Sony, I could probably say Sony might be able to take like the financial hit of like selling the PlayStation VR 2 for more of a loss than it is already. That's if it is selling for a loss. We don't actually know.
Yeah.
I'm just assuming they are. I think they could take the hit and then it becomes more accessible because it's more affordable, which means more people buy it, more people try it out. And especially with Sony, like we say, coming up with Horizon, Gran Turismo 7's on it, is VR compatible. There's a whole bunch of other games that are VR compatible already. Like there's City Skylines is VR compatible. I'm literally like, ooh. Ooh. Does that mean I could literally go down and walk in a city I built?
Possibly.
That would be fucking cool.
Yeah.
That would be really cool if that's possible. But anyway, so yeah, I hope they continue. I hope they figure out a way to make it more accessible and more easier for people to buy.
We're getting closer and closer to the Sword Art Online technology. Where you put on a helmet and you go in some sort of weird coma thing.
This is the thing.
You self-induce yourself into a coma.
To quote Total Biscuit from Way On Back, everyone wants Long Horizon. What we'll get is Sword Art Online.
Yes, that is exactly what we'll get. But what I'm just saying is about like technology-wise, because basically what it does is it puts you in a coma. That's what it does.
Yeah.
And then your consciousness basically goes into the game. That's I think you put yourself into a coma. If you think about it. Like 5 seconds, you're like, holy crap! I don't think I could generally do that.
I don't think I could either. Look, like I say, like I want holodeck. I want Star Trek holodeck technology. That's what I want. With an easily reasonable door for me to get out.
Yeah,
that's what I want. I don't want anything jacking into my brainstem. I don't want any shit like that. I just want to be able to be in a room that I can design and transform into whatever I want.
So you don't want any of that cyberpunk shit. None of that.
That's
crap.
a little bit too much. Yeah.
None of that crap.
No.
I don't want any cyberpunk shit.
No, because if I get holodeck technology, I can build a Gundam.
That's if Gundams don't exist.
That is
By
in,
then.
yeah. By then,
I
it's
mean, if
become-
we're able to create a holodeck technology, a Gundam's probably already been built.
That's
by this.
That's the thing I've always said. If I ever woke up in like the Star Trek universe, like on the Enterprise, the first thing I would do is book time on the holodeck and then just find a way to program in Gundam. Like, why you got this? This is Gundam. Why is it? Because it's mecha. What is mecha?
Awesome. It's
Mecha is
awesome. That's what it is. But yeah, anyway. So yeah, the PlayStation VR 2 not doing great,
No.
obviously.
But Sony's not stupid.
I think it'll be fine. I don't think it's going to be anything. I don't think it's going to be something that Sony drop. I don't think
Sony will do one or two things. They will either keep it as it is and just have it trundling along as is, which
like
is
the Via.
like the Via, which I don't think they will do, or they'll drop the price.
Yeah.
How much I don't know.
I do kind of want them to come out with a new Via.
They're not going to.
I liked the PS Via.
I know,
thought
so
it was
did
a
I.
good console.
It was good portable console, especially since you had you could actually access a lot of PlayStation 1 and 2 games.
Yeah.
PlayStation 1 games. There was an awful lot of PlayStation 1 games you could get.
Aye.
Great.
But anyway, moving on.
Yes.
So there's not, like I said, there wasn't really a lot of news other than so there's, I kind of had to scrounge for news. So this one is basically Silent Hill 2's PS5 remake is close to completion apparently. Now,
how close is close?
The CEO of Bloober, who are the development team that are making the game, the ones that made
Soma?
No, the Dark Souls. No, that was Blue Point, wasn't it?
That was Blue Point.
So what did Bloober make?
I'm pretty sure.
No, yeah, they made Soma
because a lot of people were saying they can make the horror aspects.
Yeah.
The storyline is the weakest parts.
Yeah.
Usually. Oh no, Layers of Fear. Is it Layers of Fear?
Yes, Layers of Fear.
And
yes.
the horror is great, but the actual storyline is usually the weakest point of their games.
Yeah.
And as long as they don't touch the story of Silent Hill 2, they've got this in the back, sort of thing. Or at least should have.
So yeah, Silent Hill 2, it's near completion, although the CEO, that name there, oh god.
Oh, Pietro Babinio.
Yeah, we'll say that name.
Pietro Babinio. And if I pronounced it wrong, I apologise.
He has stressed that just because it's near completion does not necessarily mean there's going to be a release.
Well, no, because just because the game is complete from start to end doesn't mean it's actually finished.
Yes.
There's a difference between completing the game storyline wise or content wise and actually finish it, because there's a lot of polishing, bugs to find and fix, etc., etc. UI changes that may need to be done, tweakings of combat, monsters, balancing, and all that sort of stuff. So the vast majority of the work may have been done, but they still have a lot. It's now getting into the minute details, which can be potentially finicky to fix.
Yeah, he goes on to say that Silent Hill 2 is technically ready, but that doesn't mean that the game is finished. We are close, however. The issue of the release schedule lies with our partners, which is Konami. What the promotion will look like and when the title will debut is not directly in our hands. So, all good news.
Yeah, so on one side it's on the other hand it's so from the sounds of it, Konami are not pushing to get this out as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Which is a good thing, because it means it seems like, and I could be wrong here, it seems like Konami for some reason are actually doing the right thing and going, look, just give us a rough ballpark of when it's going to be ready.
It's not for some reason. It's that the reason is Konami need a win. They need this to sell.
Yes.
Gangbusters.
No, yes, I know that. You know that. But I'm surprised that Konami know that.
Yeah, I know.
Considering what they've been doing in past years, like this, I still looking at this and going, "Who are you and what have you done with Konami?"
I think there was like a Yakuza like takeover where two guys took their shirts off, showed off their tattoos,
and fought to the end,
and then fought on the board table.
Yeah, to the end.
And then whoever won is clearly taking over the company, and he's decided that like
may not have happened, but it sounds badass.
I like to pretend that that's how all Japanese
someone make a movie of that.
I like to believe that all Japanese company takeovers, that's how it all gets decided. It's like new CEO, yeah, he won in a bar fight with this other guy, and they fought it out. All this stuff. Like, I genuinely like to believe this. This is my headcanon, and I'm sticking with it.
Even if it's completely
if it's completely utterly ridiculous, I'm sticking with it.
Yeah. Anyway. So that's a good thing. The fact that it doesn't seem like Konami are going, "Oh, we want it out by this point." It's like it feels like, and again, like I say, I could be wrong. It feels like I feel like I have to say that because it's Konami.
Yeah.
Like I don't trust that Konami aren't doing some sort of bullshit. I don't believe it. I still don't believe it, despite everything, all evidence to the contrary. I still think, okay, so what bullshit is coming?
Something's going to happen.
Something's happening. But this is Konami we're talking about. They must be pulling something. Anyway, it does feel like Konami are not like, oh yeah, we want it by this time. It's like, oh, just give us a rough ballpark, and don't worry if it's like solid or anything. It can go beyond. Just give us something so that we can feed to our marketing guys so that they can start working up on stuff. Which is the way I feel it should be done, because
I think this is coming out.
It's the famous quote is, a delayed game will eventually be good. A rushed game will always be bad. So, one good news is that Silent Hill 2 seems to be coming closer to release, which is a good news. And two, it may not be ready yet, but it feels like
it doesn't seem like it's
when
it is,
it's not too far away. And two, when it is released, it will be in a good condition.
Yeah. If I'm honest, I'm not even that bothered about Silent Hill 2. Right?
It's the next one.
It's the new one. That one's got me like, oh my god, that looks so fucking cool. The reveal trailer for that was so fucking cool.
Yeah. The thing is that we're probably not even a year.
Oh no, we are way away
long way away from that game.
But I am for Silent Hill. It's the next one that I'm interested in.
Yeah.
For Silent Hill 2, I mean, yeah, I'm excited for the remake, but I know Silent Hill 2.
Yeah.
Like, so unless they're gonna do like what Capcom's done with the Resident Evil franchise, where they've changed things in the game, which I really don't think they will do with this. There's no reason to do it. Silent Hill 2 is pretty much as close to a perfect horror game that you're probably ever gonna get.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, maybe most likely it's gonna be like, the only changes to the gameplay is going to be
ease of life stuff, really.
Controls, and because like I said when it was first announced, you kind of can't have tank controls anymore.
No, it's just
in a modern game. No. Tank controls are just not, to me personally, they're not acceptable.
And this is not me saying. Also, when I say better controls, even life, I'm not saying like make the combat better.
Oh no, keep the combat the way it is. James needs to suck at firing a gun.
Yeah, he needs to suck at firing a gun, needs to suck at fighting, because he's not that. He's like, the thing that Silent Hill gets is like, the characters aren't good at combat, so they shouldn't be good at combat.
Yeah.
It's the whole argument when Mirror's Edge first came out, the first one. And people complained about the gunplay's terrible. You're playing it wrong. Faith is a runner. She's not a gun, shooty, bang, bang person. She runs away from people who have the shooty, bang, bangs. She disarms them. She has self-defense techniques, and that's it. That's pretty much it. Yes, the game gives you the option to when you get a gun, to fire it, because any person who has had no experience with a gun can technically potentially fire a gun. They're not going to be accurate with it.
Oh no, God no.
And that wasn't the point of the game. So I'm hoping they don't make combat like really satisfying. I think they should be encouraging not to go engage in combat if possible.
Well, if they do the survival horror thing right, then that's what they'll do.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of survival horror, is like picking when you fight.
Yeah.
Is it better to run from this one, or are you stuck and you need to fight, sort of thing? That's how like survival horror should work. Also the movie.
Yeah,
I'm actually quite looking forward to the movie because I enjoyed the first Silent Hill movie. I thought it was very, very good.
Isn't Bruce Willis going to be? Oh, was it? No, it's
Sean
Bean.
Sean Bean, yeah. Yeah, Sean Bean's apparently going to be in it.
Yeah, because it's a sequel to the first one, not the second one. They're basically saying
the second one didn't exist. The second one does not
happen.
happen.
Didn't happen. Don't worry about
because
it. Second one? This is the second one.
The second one tries to bring in stuff from Silent Hill 2, Silent Hill 3, and it just goes all over the place.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, like it's looking good for Silent Hill fans. Top notch.
It is indeed.
And we're going to move on. Right, so I didn't have really, other than those three things, I couldn't find anything to talk about.
Right.
And since we've just watched WrestleMania,
yes,
I figured there was a bit of news about WWE today. So I figured.
I mean, anyone, spoilers, the person that should have won didn't.
And it's not to do with that. But here is the news. WWE and UFC to merge in new $17.3 billion sports entertainment brand.
Really?
Really?
Wait, hold on. Wait, what's the date this was... Okay, it was an hour.
This is an hour ago. This is today. This is what I'm saying.
No, the thing is, I was like, wait, hang on. April 1st was just a couple of days ago.
Yeah.
Is this an article?
I would agree with you there, but unfortunately it's BBC. And let's be honest, BBC are not... They don't cow down to do April Fool's jokes.
They've done the odd one or two, which is why I checked, because they're like they do tend to like not really care about this sort of part of it. They do the promotional stuff, and that's it.
Yeah, WWE and the owners of mixed martial arts franchise UFC are to form a new $17.3 billion sports entertainment brand.
Okay. Yeah. Now, so first things first. Does this mean Vince McMahon is going away?
No, it doesn't.
Go F themselves, I don't care.
The publicly traded company will see UFC owners Endeavor Group Holdings taking a 51% controlling interest and existing WWE shareholders 49%.
So that's basically Vince.
Yeah. The business will be led by Endeavor Chief Executive Ari Emanuel. WWE Executive Chairman Vince McMahon will fill the same role at the company, with Dana White remaining ultimate UFC president. So basically, nothing's really changing.
No, which is actually the problem. To anyone who understands and follows the professional wrestling, will know that the biggest problem in the WWE at the moment is Vincent McMahon.
Yeah,
the guy is stuck in the 1980s. Not even the Attitude Era. He's not even stuck in that. I could understand if he was stuck in the Attitude Era.
For decades, Vince and his team has demonstrated an incredible track record of innovation and shareholders. Have you watched WWE for the last 10 years? There's not a lot of innovation.
It's only just after the 8 years of being absolute dog shite.
It took AEW to come along for WWE to really start picking up its.
It took another company to be formed for them to actually realise that their shit was getting really bad, really, really bad.
Incredible track record of innovation and shareholder value creation. And we are confident that Endeavour can deliver significant additional value for shareholders by bringing UFC and WWE together. The company has had more than 16 billion social media video views. I really don't care about social media. People really need to stop talking about social media, because it likes and ticks and all that shit, it doesn't make you money.
No.
It doesn't mean it means absolute
doesn't
jack
mean
shit.
that those people who put likes and ticks on social media are going to buy tickets to events and then go to those events and buy your t-shirts and merchandise. Doesn't necessarily track one-to-one. Yes, some fan bases maybe, but
I couldn't give a shit about social media.
No.
Like, in all honesty, whenever somebody goes, this is so many views on social media, so...
You want a cookie? Congratulations. Well done. Good for you.
Genshin Impact has, like, a ridiculous social media presence.
Yeah.
But in all honesty, that has absolutely nothing to do with how good the game is.
No.
Or let's look at the Premier League. The Premier League has a monumental social media presence.
Yes.
It means fuck all. It means absolutely nothing. Fans aren't going to be going, oh, well, I'm going to support Everton now because this player did some funny trick on social media. That's not how it works.
No. No, that's not how it works. I can see the overlap, especially with, like, WWE. Like, Ronda Rousey has come from UFC. Same with Shayna Baszler. Brock Lesnar went from WWF via the NFL to UFC. Did
yeah,
okay. I mean, I'm underplaying.
I think he's lost 2 fights.
He's lost more. Brock Lesnar has lost more than 2 fights.
The only ones that I know of, I think.
When he first showed up, he did. It wasn't the complete dominating, destroy everyone Brock Lesnar we know now.
Yeah.
But eventually, he did become the dominating, destroying Brock Lesnar we know from today. So I understand there is a little bit of overlap between UFC and WWE.
Oh yeah.
But it doesn't solve the problem that the company of World Wrestling Entertainment has, which is its CEO is Vincent McMahon. And until they get rid of that person,
I think you'll find it's Vincent Kennedy McMahon.
I don't give a fuck. I do not respect that man enough to pronounce his full name.
I don't understand. Like, I don't understand what he's doing now because, like, he's not in charge of creative because that's Triple H. He doesn't have any say in the marketing because that's Tony Khan. He doesn't have any say in, like, booking or anything like that. He doesn't have any say in pretty much anything. He's just the guy at the top that does nothing. He's like a placeholder.
I think basically it's so that he can screw over anyone in the company that he wants to screw over.
I'm pretty sure he mainly just came back just to sell the company.
Yeah.
And this doesn't seem like a sell.
No.
If he's still there.
Yeah.
You know?
That's the thing. And I know you say he's not in charge of booking and he's not in charge of marketing or story writing and all that. I understand that, right?
Yeah.
But he's still
there.
He still
I know.
could force himself into those positions.
Yeah, that's true.
If he wanted to. And that's the problem. I want him out of that company because he is the problem.
Yeah.
There are other problems in the WWE and all that sort of stuff, but like the main one that's could potentially torpedo the WWE and make it go sink without a trace is Vincent McMahon.
Oh yeah, definitely. Although now with this merger, there's probably less of a chance of that.
But he's not. He's still in charge. He's still the
Yeah,
CEO of the WWE side of the merger. Like this is the thing. Like Dana White is still going to have the same power and control he has of the UFC.
Yeah.
So Vince will still have the same power and control he has of WWE.
I suppose.
Like
I don't understand how this is going to work. Why? The UFC fighters just once they get bored of the UFC, they're gonna
turn up.
Going to hop over to WWE.
Yeah,
is that the
I
whole
don't.
thing?
Yeah, I'm worried that might be what will happen. In which case I'd be like, no, that's not what you like. Ronda Rousey and Brock Lesnar and Shayna Baszler are exceptions, not the rule.
Yeah.
Like there are technically transferable skills from one to the other, but but professional wrestling, there's more of a storytelling element to it. Like to dumb it down, and the most basic sort of thing is like it's like basically a real life anime Dragon Ball Z fight of the good guy versus the bad guy, and each one has to be on top at some point, and the fight tells a story. That's the whole point of a professional wrestling match, and the whole build up to it. While for the UFC, it is an actual combat sport. Like, they don't have to do the storytelling side because that's not the point of it. It's the point of who's the better fighter, who can get the victory, who's the champion.
Who's going to break whose arms first?
Yeah. Exactly.
Who's going to get knocked out?
Exactly.
Many questions. Ask on DraftKings. I'm sick of that thing. I'm sick of DraftKings. They're just everywhere. How many goals do you think is going to be scored? I don't care. I just want to watch the match. I really
don't give a...
I just want to watch the football match. Please go away. Please just go away.
At least watching football, the actual football, not your American sports.
Not the thing where you don't kick the ball.
Yeah. At least with that, it only happens before the match, half time, and
oh, I know, but I'm still sort of please go away.
Like fucking NFL.
Oh, I know.
Fucking midway through the match, during plays, halfway between plays, when there's a timeout, it's just like, for fuck's sake, stop bombarding me. I don't like you. What is wrong with you?
Why are you doing this? Why do you... Actually, that's something like in America. Like how I don't understand how they watch sports, because it's constantly they're just constantly being advertised to.
Yeah.
Like non-stop.
Yes.
Like there's always like a little box in the corner advertising something, or there's something next to the scoreboard thing advertising something, because that's sponsored by something.
It annoys the hell out of me because I'm like, I don't want to watch. I did not sit down in front of my television and put on a match to watch a bunch of adverts.
I suppose it will make you actually go to the game instead, though.
I suppose
I would be like, you know what? I know the match is like £80 to go to, but I'd rather pay £80 to watch, to actually watch the thing instead of sitting in my house and being advertised to while I'm trying to watch something.
Yeah.
Sorry, anybody who's American who's watching this. I don't hate your sports. I don't understand how you watch them. No,
we don't hate your sports. Just the way it's presented.
Yeah. Especially on your TV. I feel bad for you. Like, because for us, we get... The only time we ever get advertised to is before, in the middle, and after. It's like 3 points of 15-minute intervals.
Yeah.
Really.
And the only other advertisements that are ever visible are the advertising boards on the pitch.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. And if that's been part and parcel of British football since...
Well, pretty much
advertising board, British sports since advertising boards were invented. Like, as soon as someone had an idea of basically putting a piece of wood, painting their logo on it, and putting it on the pitch side.
Like we were watching WrestleMania. We were watching Edge versus Finn Balor.
Yeah.
And in the middle of the match, they put a big fucking board on the screen advertising a movie.
Yeah.
Because apparently the movie was sponsoring the match. Which makes
absolute no sense.
Okay. Could you get rid of the board so I can see what's going on, please?
Yeah, can you please go away? I'm watching a wrestling match, not a advertisement show.
And just so many adverts. There's so many adverts on WrestleMania. Don't get me wrong, I do enjoy WrestleMania.
Yeah.
And this WrestleMania was very, very good.
I mean, the ending spoiled it, but
there's so many bloody adverts, and you're just like, why? I paid for no adverts.
Well, this is the thing. This was the draw for pay-per-view.
Yeah.
You paid for it. You didn't have sponsors or adverts or like, and it's now like part of me's like you clearly do not have enough booked for the time that you've slotted. That's why you've got these things in.
Either that, you've gotten so much sponsors that you need.
Yeah.
That you've now bloated your show.
Yeah.
Sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But it is what it is. Anyway, yeah. So WWE and UFC in a very shock move that I'm quite surprised at, especially considering it was sounding like Vince actually like wanted just to completely sell the company,
Get rid of
wash his hands of it, sort of thing. And now he's still going to be there in a merger thing, and it's just like, oh. Okay.
Well, here's the thing with mergers. Just because the person's there at the end of the merger doesn't mean that they're not going to quietly just, boot.
I know.
So it potentially may not be the end of this, but I'm confused as well, because I'm like, this is, out of all the permutations that I thought could happen,
this was not one of them.
This is not one of them. One, I don't think UFC want. Well, they perfectly fine with like their athletes showing up at events and all that sort of stuff. I'm not particularly convinced that Dana White would want to be so closely associated with a form of entertainment that everyone now
is fixed.
That is fixed.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the thing, people. It's not fake.
It's fixed.
It's fixed. There is a difference.
Yeah.
Also, like in regards to like UFC fighters showing up, I don't think UFC would want their fighters showing up and then losing to professional wrestlers, because even though
could you imagine Conor McGregor showing up?
If Conor McGregor showed up in the WWE, he would have to literally beat everyone apart from Brock Lesnar. Simply because Conor McGregor...
The thing is, Conor McGregor probably wouldn't last a month, because he'd probably get into a fight with somebody.
Yeah, he probably would actually break someone's arm.
Yes. And like, this is just so weird. Who's... you know what?
I mean, there are weird... I can probably guarantee you there's been weirder mergers.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, definitely.
Easily meet.
Definitely. But it's just kind of like, I thought they wanted to sell. Like, sell, not merge.
And they've just decided to merge. I think the thing with Vince is his ego as well. He likes to be the top dog.
True.
And this has given him an option to potentially, well, for all intents and purposes, sell, but still be top dog.
Yeah, that's true. Anyway, back to the gaming sphere that we usually talk about. I was going to bring up the whole Microsoft acquisition.
Speaking of that merger and games, EA do UFC,
and 2K do
WWE.
Oh.
What's going to do with those licenses?
Ooh.
I mean, they are technically still two separate types of things, but
I think they'll be the same, unless they decide to somehow become UFC, WWE, or WWE, World Wrestling Ultimate Fighting Entertainment.
WWUFC.
No, it'd be UFCE. So it'd be World Wrestling Ultimate Fighting Championship Entertainment.
It won't be that.
No, it won't be that. But like, I mean,
that is fucking hilarious.
Unless that's how they do it, then I think the games will be fine. The games will just stay where they are.
Yeah. Most likely, but it is curious.
It is quite funny. Yeah.
It is quite funny.
Was going to talk about Microsoft, because apparently the UK regulators
are looking like they're going
to start, but there's not been any confirmation whatsoever. Yeah. At least I can't find any.
Also, just because they say yes doesn't mean it's yes without caveats as well. So it could be that Microsoft have said, okay, we will chop off some of these things.
Yeah, possibly.
Will that be acceptable? We don't know. We don't know the official ins and outs.
Yeah, like I said, there's not been any confirmation, and I can't really find anywhere that's given any details about anything.
Yeah.
So I didn't really want to talk about it.
I think the last time we talked about it was like it is starting to look like the deal may go through.
Yeah.
But personally, I'm done, because it doesn't affect me per se
on the game. It doesn't really affect me.
And if it means,
actually, it might be a net positive, because I might not have to play Call of Duty with people ever again.
Yeah.
I might get a net positive in this.
Yeah, but also like Microsoft's track record with major franchises at the moment isn't exactly the greatest. which means Call of Duty may not be as good as it currently is, which is saying a lot.
Well, I tell you what, the Call of Duty, the latest one, is actually good. It's actually a good game.
Just the meta's bad.
Yeah.
Modern Warfare, Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 is a decent Call of Duty game. I'm not denying that. Well, I'm just saying like with the experience that 343 have had with the Halo Infinite, Microsoft's running.
You know what, actually, with the buying, because you know they're going to keep the Activision name. Their name for their thing's now going to be Xbox Bethesda Activision.
Xbox Bethesda Activision.
Or Activision Bethesda.
No. Right. So it's going to be Xbox Bethesda Activision Blizzard King.
Yeah. You know what? You shouldn't buy him just for that. You sound ridiculous.
It sounds fucking...
You sound like one of those fucking NASCAR drivers. Yes, my name is Troy Spandex.
My name is Troy Charles Tucker Charleston the Fifth
Junior.
Like
you just sound ridiculous now. Like buy him, but like just merge them all into Xbox. Just do that. Just do Xbox.
I mean, one, it'll be a lot easier to pronounce, and two, you'll not be pretending that you're the good guys anymore. Like
they're not pretending they're the good guys. If you generally believe that Microsoft are good guys in this, then you have a very, very strange look on the world.
Yeah,
Microsoft are horrible, horrible company.
Also, there's no way in hell Microsoft aren't making Call of Duty Xbox exclusive.
Oh no, they've already said they're going to. 10 years. After 10 years, it's going to be exclusive. The problem is like you can't guarantee they're not going to change that.
Yeah, in 5 years.
Or they're not going to do because
the deal with Nintendo. If after 2 years it goes, we got no sales on Nintendo, we're not going to release it.
Yeah, and like the whole thing with this sort of like we're still going to release Call of Duty on other consoles for 10 years is like you can release a very poor version of Call of Duty on another console.
Oh hell, you could do what EA does with FIFA on the Nintendo.
Yeah.
You could just release the same game over and over and over again.
Exactly.
With just a bit different skin.
There's no liability against that, and I'm not going to even lie. Yes, Microsoft is exactly what they're going to do.
Yeah, there will be an inferior version of Call of Duty released on the PlayStation.
That is exactly what they're going to do.
Nintendo and anything else that isn't PC or Xbox.
Yeah.
That's what they'll do.
But anyway, enough about Xbox. I do hope you've enjoyed this chat because I think we'll end it there.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you in the next one. Bye now.
Toodles.